Welcome to Butterflies of Wisdom, everyone. And this morning I have Joanna with me. So without further ado, I'm going to let Joanna take it away.
Hi, my name is Joanne Victoria, and I live in Seattle, Washington, and I have a business where I deal with Internet technology professionals, and I help them have more success, more confidence, more fun, and more inner peace. I moved out to Seattle from San Francisco about 10 years ago, and I love it here, even if it rains half the time, but it is refreshing and everything is green. I was invited to be a guest on this show, and I'm going to refer to some of the questions that were provided to me, so that gives you some more insight to who I am. One of the questions is, what is my biggest life lesson? And I would say for me, my biggest life lesson is to be patient, because I'm not. And I know it gets in my way sometime, but I'm working on it. I will spend the rest of my life working on it. So that's it for me as far as that biggest life lesson, being patient and detaching from things that people say they should do or shouldn't do, or that I should or shouldn't do, and not be too upset if things don't happen. Another question is, what is my biggest achievement? And I don't know if I've reached that yet. If I look at my biggest achievement so far, there are many. Having my 3 children, moving cross-country to California with 3 children under 9 and $1,000, 12 pieces of luggage, 1 cat, and no job. And I think that was the beginning of my life. And that was probably the biggest hurdle that I had to overcome to get where I am now. So I would say that was probably an achievement, because I had no support from anyone. Did you have something to say, Lynn?
I did. I was going to say you turned your biggest life lesson into your biggest life lesson moving to San Francisco with kids under 9 and 12 pieces of luggage and a cat, and you had no support from anyone. Why do you think that is?
Well, I did have somebody help me move out. I can't say I didn't have any support from anyone, but the family I came from was not big on helping others, including their own family. It was, I really don't know, and I think it may have just been a test for me. That's what I've chalked it up to, just a test on creating my own path. But in the families that I came from, mother's side, father's side, people were not big on helping other family members. I don't think it was a personal thing. I've decided not to take it personally. But I look at that as some kind of a regret that I didn't choose the right family to be born into.
Well, you can't choose your family, Joanna.
Well, I was told by some soothsayer a long time ago is that we choose before we're even born for the lessons learned. So, if so, I think I'm still learning those lessons.
And when you say you help people who specialize in Internet technologies, what is that? Can you expand on that?
You mean how I help them, or what Internet technology is? I'll go both sides. Both.
And then
one I work is
technology is.
Well, Internet technology is anybody pretty much who works in the Internet field. And technology professionals are all over the world. These are the ones who create the big structures for Apple, Google, AT&T. These are the people behind the desks, shoved in the offices, working hard in groups or by themselves to hold up with their backs, with their hands, to hold up the image that these big companies want to present to the rest of the world. So they have a responsibility to create and produce information that makes the company what it is. And how I choose to work with them, since I know many, many of them who are very tired. They're not the only ones, I know that, but they are stressed out beyond belief. They work a long time. They travel a lot to get to and home from work. They have very little free time for family or themselves, and they're paid well, but not that well to compensate for all of what they do. But there are millions of them throughout the world who are professionals, either contract or employees, who really don't have anybody else to talk to, and I'm going to be the one that can help them.
So you're saying these technical support people at Apple or AT&T or Verizon, you are their life coach and you are the guidance counselor because they can't talk to anyone within the company.
Correct. Talking
really?
within the company.
Really? I did not realize that.
Talking within the company, nobody listens to their complaints. HR they do the best they can, but no one can really go to HR and complain or to talk to. They need a person who understands their job, who understands how they live, pretty much, and can help them have a sane life, because that's what they need. It's a very hectic environment, and I'm not talking just about technical support. I'm talking about design, creativity, productivity, creating products. It's quite involved. There are many, many layers.
So, really, you step in as a liaison to help these big companies. Now, what made you decide to go this career path?
Well, I used to help small business owners and medium-sized business owners, and working with real estate agents and alternative healthcare. That was where I was for a while, and then I realized I live in Seattle, which is in the middle of the Internet world. With all the companies, at least, if not having their home base here, having their branches here. Like GoDaddy has a branch, and there's all sorts of businesses here. And I just looked at it. Everything I do basically is to help people be successful, whether it's in business or their personal life. And I just looked at it, even where my home is, where I live, I'm surrounded by engineers who work at Boeing, where all the planes are made, the big planes. And I looked at my audience is right here. I don't have to look far, rather than continue to search for clients and market to clients in the solopreneur or small business owner. I was just getting tired of that, so I just shifted. I'm not giving up the values that I used. I just shifted my perspective, and I think it's a good perspective. So this is where I will be for a while.
Isn't that interesting that you have the home of Boeing and the second Silicon Valley right out your back door, so you decided to get into it yourself?
Mm-hmm. It just made sense. It's like, why struggle? Why not go for what's here? Just if we could say low-hanging fruit, but that's not even it. It's just that there is a need. There is a need in the world, the small world, the large world, for these people to have somebody to speak with to help them get their life on track, in order, whatever it might be, so that they don't burn out, get sick, give up, on themselves or their families and, just go through the motions of life as opposed to enjoying life.
Now, what do you think we could do as consumers of this technology to help the technology industry?
Well, I think the specific people can provide specific things. I work with for instance, the self-help community, and the self-help community comes up with ideas for them to handle their weight, manage their time, manage their money. They don't have time to manage their money, or they don't take the time. So to teach them how to take the time for themselves to, sleep well, to eat right, all of the things that make anybody a total human being.
So you are not saying that we could help the technology industry better by not complaining about it. You are saying that we should help you because you're inside the technology industry.
That's a point. That's a point well taken. It would be difficult. The people who we call that, we have to call service on our phone or service on our computer. Those are people that just handle phone calls. I'm talking a little bit above them. I'm talking a little bit above the retail people where you can buy your phone or your computer. Salespeople on that level are that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm talking about the people that created the systems that the salespeople are created the systems and the products that the salespeople are trying to sell and the service community is trying to help you with. So obviously it would be better for us as consumers to be kind to people we have on the phone that we need information from about our phone or about our computer. That would just be a general grace that we should have with everyone. But as we move up the scale, the people who create all of the stuff that we have complaints about is where my focus is.
Well, I understand that. I definitely understand that. But you understand, I'll give you a perfect example. When I called about my health insurance, they said we're experiencing higher call volumes. And I'm like, yeah, you are, because you just send out a bunch of letters. So when you talk about grace and style, when these automatic messages say we're experiencing higher call volumes, now I admit I get mad at customer service. I have gotten better over the years, but I admit I'm like the rest of America. So what do we do to stop ourselves from getting mad?
Well, I think getting angry at customer service is almost futile. That is not. I'm not going to state that is the area that I work in, because it's not. Those are not my customers. Those I would have to deal with the company itself on a higher level of service. The executives, the C set, if you will. But I would just, we will get frustrated if we are put on hold. I was on hold last week for some place that I was looking for help for over 30 minutes, and I think that's expensive. 30 minutes is a long time. But
yeah,
that is the way it is, and it's a matter of us either being patient, something as I've said at the beginning, still learning, or doing it yourself. There's, which is what or look for alternative help. Thank God for YouTube to find out information on how to do most anything. I'm going to change the air filter in my car, and I've learned how to do it on YouTube. But I can't answer for customer service. That is not my area of expertise.
You can You can answer for the systems they train on, though.
Well,
How
I don't think they get much training. My experience is people with
you don't think
no,
they get much training, and
no.
so when when we call in, they don't have much training on the system that they're supposed to use to help us.
I don't think they get much training on how to. They have a script, from what I know. Whoever customer service may be, whether it's your own internet provider, there is a script in front of them. But I don't think they're taught customer service in regards to human relations. You know, they are at the bottom of the barrel. If there is a large barrel, they are at the bottom of the barrel, and they get all the guff from our frustrations.
So that leads me to my next question. You are their life coach. Well, how would you help them understand what they need to be trained on? Do they talk to you about this or no?
I am not a life coach for customer service in the internet world. I'm a life coach
I understand that.
But I would suggest that they have a course on how to talk to people. I don't think enough people know how to be polite in the world. I don't think enough people know how to be kind in the world. I don't think people are taught how to respect each other enough. I don't know where those values have gone, but I think that is a huge issue. And, you know, respect and kindness and appreciation for others is vital in this world, which seems to be a little disjointed right now, more so than, you know, it's been building.
So what's your typical client that you work with personally? Is it education or is it more technology? Well,
my typical client would be someone who is a producer, a director, just below the C-level in a corporation, although I have some C-level clients. And they are at a different stage, and they may be working with a group. They may be in charge of a team. There are lots of teams. They work on the telephone a lot. They may have a team of 100 people on a project that they have to work with. Then they have to work with the higher-ups and then the lawyers, because once a team of people create something that is requested of them, they have to go to the business end, because business is what makes everything move today. And then attorneys have to look at everything that is created to see if it's legal. I don't know about ethical, because I'm not aware of that, but they need to see if things are legal in their world.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what would you recommend to the college students graduating college and going into the field of technology?
What would I recommend for them? I would recommend they take something in communications, learn how to speak to other people.
So you would recommend they take something in communications because you don't necessarily want to deal with the unhelpful customer service and then have the C-level executives or the producers of these TV shows or these producers who design amazing technology vent to you, because 9 times out of 10, if you're working closely with these people, they're going to come and vent to you.
Yes.
So you recommend everyone take a communications course?
Yeah, I say communications because I don't know what else they could take. Human studies. I really have no clue as to what is offered in colleges and universities today. This is not, maybe I should find out. But I think that everyone should know how to deal with other people as regard to, respect and kindness. But I think that the people who might need this also get pushed against the wall by the powers that be, as are present in any company, that push them against the wall. So everybody is kind of in a frazzled state, frazzled condition, and they need to know how to help themselves, how to be patient with themselves in these kinds of situations where they're put on the spot. They need to know how to speak directly but calmly. They need to know how to create their own space around them so they're not damaged. They need to know how to communicate effectively with others so that they are heard, and not take it personally when somebody else reacts in a negative or hostile way.
Okay, so you think that people need to learn the skill of patience?
Yeah, yes, I do.
Yeah, because you're so closely involved with these big companies that they're getting shoved against the wall. Isn't that interesting that you say that the companies can't teach them how to be patient with the common person who calls in to customer service? I mean, I've known nurses that have had a bad day. So you think everyone needs to learn the art of patience?
Yes, basic human skills. They're called soft skills in the world, in any business, but in the internet technology world, they're called soft skills, not hard skills. And the soft skills, people react or respond in the way that they were brought up, in the way they were trained, and most everybody reverts to high school in situations when they're under stress. It becomes a catty world. It's not kind. So if these people are overstressed and overworked, they have to know a way where they can stop before they revert to their high school personality.
Well, isn't that interesting that you say that? And so your biggest pitfall in life is not being patient, but yet you talk about patience all the time, and to us, to the common consumer, to be patient with customer service.
Well, I guess it's working. If at least it's something that I'm able to advise people on, while I help someone else, I'm always helping myself. So if it shows up that I'm teaching people to be patient, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
and
that is a good thing.
Yeah, because
that's a good thing. And
because I think. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, where can people find you? But go ahead with your closing statement.
Well, where people can find me, they can email me at askjoannevictoria.com. That's JoanneVictoria. And my new website will be up after the first week in May, which is askjoannevictoria.com. I'm on Facebook as Joanne Victoria. I'm on Twitter as Joanne Victoria. I'm on LinkedIn as Joanne Victoria. And if they do a search for Joanne Victoria, they'll find me. Lots of articles that I have on my old website, and the new website will also have articles pertaining to life coaching for Internet technology professionals. And I would say in my closing statement is people have to be more patient with themselves and others, because if they're patient with themselves, it will reflect to the person that they're speaking with or to. And they need to take more time with themselves if they need to in order to learn how to be patient. It is just, it's just a basic respectful approach to communication, in my opinion. And being patient with the other person. Everything is so fast. And, you know, in the internet world, somebody asks you a question, they give you no time to think. I would say create your own personal boundaries. Take the time to think, whether it's 5 seconds or 5 minutes, and then speak from that. But be patient with yourself first, and then you will be patient with others.
Well, that's a beautiful closing statement. Be patient with yourself first, and then be patient with others. And I thank Joanne for coming on this podcast and sharing her knowledge. Again, we'll have Joanne's information in the show notes. This podcast is sponsored by Grace by Grit. Grace by Grit is a clothing line out of San Diego, California, and they have generously given you guys 20% off of anything off their website. So go check them out. And I appreciate Joanne's patience with me this morning, and I appreciate Joanne sharing her knowledge. Thanks, you guys.